gapped, so it can't get on the internet.
Ooh.
Not won't get on the
Air
internet.
gapped. What does that mean?
That means that it can't connect to the internet. So the only thing on it is what you put on it or take off of it.
I just
What kind
learned
of security
something.
clearance do you have, brother?
Right? Air gapped.
And so it was just
I'm
one
like,
of those
what-
things where
Big deal.
I've started to just shut down, and little people, oh my God, you're busy and you this and you that. Like, for instance, I went to a black tie affair Friday night. No, I had a meeting Thursday night. Then I had a black tie affair Friday night, another black tie affair Saturday night, and then I drove to Indianapolis this morning, and then I drove back from Indianapolis,
Look at
and
your
now I'm here
dedication.
doing the show. And then when I go home, I got to prep for next week, because next week is finals week. And then when I'm done with that, I have to be in Atlanta next week. And then the week after that, I have to be in.
I'm tired just listening
You ready?
to you.
You ready? Seattle, Chicago, Indianapolis, back to Chicago, Milwaukee.
I literally just took a nap. You've exhausted me. I thought my schedule.
Now you know why I need that week in January.
Man. Corey, I'm scared to ask you.
Yeah.
How do you celebrate whichever holiday you celebrate around this time of the year? Because Dr. Ken, I'm literally like exhausted now just hearing him break it down.
I just really like having a time off.
Yes.
And enjoying families, really be in a festive mood. That's always fun to watch. Everyone's happy. Your employers are happy. So
Are we though? Are we as employees? Or I know you said employers, but are we as employees happy?
Old National Bank talking text line is 856. I changed the subject. 855.
Oh, I thought you were inviting the listeners. You changed the subject. Okay.
Are you happy at this time of year? Does it make you happy? Does it make you feel connected? My family gets together either Thanksgiving or Christmas. So either one daughter comes in Thanksgiving and then we go there in Christmas, or vice versa.
You know, I think that question is truly relevant this year, especially because, inflation hit us this year. Look, as soon as I said that word, everybody, y'all that's listening, both Dr. Ken and Corey simultaneously gave the look. So we all have experienced to some degree inflation. Every day, there's not a day that goes by where a vendor.
Today when I bought gas?
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
that's okay.
I want to see how you react to it. I know he gonna react. I bought gas before I left Wisconsin.
Okay.
$4.59
per gallon.
$4.59 premium. $4.59.9
per gallon.
Per gallon.
That's like $5 a gallon.
Drove, got to Lowell, Indiana, bought gas. $3.54.9. A full dollar difference. A full dollar.
Well, let me back you up on this.
I'm done.
And I know we got to go to break. Well, number one, again, the Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Old National Bank it on. We come back for break. Again, are we as employees excited about this time of the year? And what are we dreading, if not anything, getting excited about, but what are we mostly dreading for 2024? So, Corey, when we come back, we're going to start with you. I got to give my spiel about electric vehicles in relation to that reality that you just shared compared to fuel-injected vehicles, because for a lot of people, it's like, go electric, save the climate. Let me tell you why, as an owner of an electric vehicle, for a year now, that ain't working. You are listening to the True segment on 620 WTMJ with the Dr. Ken Harris and our guest, community advocate leader Corey Smith, along with your girl, DT. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
Hello, Wisconsin. It's me, Justin Garcia, and I've got big news for all the Bucs fans out there. For the first time ever, you can now download and listen to Bucs Talk wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, WTMJ.com, or our mobile app. You can now find Bucs Talk immediately after every game, the following morning, whenever you choose to listen to it. Bucs Talk, wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt had just moved into his first apartment and needed furniture to fill it, but he didn't have a big credit line. So I told him about St. Vincent de Paul. There's always a nice selection of gently used furniture there, and sometimes you can find some really cool retro pieces. And the best part is, it's always super affordable. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores for first-time furniture buyers or anyone looking for great deals on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Vince Vitrano for Great Lakes Landscape, the local company I'll trust this spring to enhance the beauty of my already awesome yard. Improving your landscaping is a rewarding way to grow the value of your home. From major projects like a block paver patio to shrubs and ground cover, Great Lakes Landscape will transform your outdoor space and protect your investment with a routine landscape maintenance package starting in spring. Sign up now, get 2023 prices. We're on our way to a more beautiful yard. Great Lakes Landscape, WI.com.
Small business owners can make a little of anything go a long way.
It's true. My bakery is made up of a little sugar, spice, and edible glitter.
Well, that's why U.S. Cellular is offering small businesses lines for as little as $19.99, plus $300 off any phone.
That's great. A little does go a long way. Unless we're talking sprinkles, everyone always needs more sprinkles.
Oh, of course. Get lines for $19.99 plus $300 off any phone today. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Set your game plan for a new baseball season with a 2024 Brewers 4-pack. Pick from 4 action-packed plan choices, each loaded with can't-miss Brewers games to fit your schedule and the best ticket prices. All available before single-game tickets are sold. Plus, when you buy a pair of 4-packs, you'll get a limited edition Brewers knit hat. Find the right plan for you today at brewers.com/4packs.
Welcome back to The Truth on WTMJ.
You're listening to The Truth on TMJ. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, along with... See, he can't be called Corey. He got to be C. Smith.
Why has he got to be C. Smith?
Just because.
Is that that's the name you're giving him?
C. Smith.
There you go, Corey. C. Smith.
There you have it.
There's your radio persona name.
C. Smith.
I like that, though.
Yeah,
that's your radio persona name. This is C. Smith coming to you live from the Annex Wealth Management Studio inside 3rd Street Market Hall.
DT, C. Smith, OGDK.
OGDK. I'm so confused.
You know what an OG is, right?
Yeah.
DK.
Old gangster.
Dr. Ken.
Okay. Not original, but old. You said in the introduction that you're old, so I'm just trying to go with your flow. When we come back, or when we,
that's all I had. Look, like I was gonna throw my phone.
You know, it is a blessing to be older. Every day that you have another.
Don't clean that up.
Help! Dr. Ken. Okay, is that the camera? Boink. All right. Before we took a break, happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you're having a great weekend, getting ready for your. It is. It's great. It's the most wonderful time of the year for me, and I know this is a time for a lot of us where it's the end of the year. We're reflecting on the year, what went well, what didn't, what can we do differently, what we need to start doing, stop doing. And for a lot of us as employees of companies, whether they're private, public, profit, for-profit, nonprofit, it's been a challenging year. A lot of things have been thrown at us that we just, quite frankly, weren't equipped for. And this, I'm not even talking about like the post-pandemic scenarios. You know, like when, for me, the biggest challenge for me was re-engaging in work. Because when COVID first hit in March of 2020, nobody had a plan. There was no blueprint, there was no plan, there was no standard operating procedure. It was just like, you can't leave your house. That's all we had. And then it was, okay, we're going to start issuing, PPP loans for business owners because we got to keep this world afloat. It was all these things. And then once, and I use this term loosely, once the pandemic subsided and offices started, talking about we're reopening, and people were like, you know what, I'm good. I'm good with being remote. And there were another group of people that were like, no, I want to go back to work. Like, I can't be productive at home. And now, fast forward, and I'm just going to keep it real, y'all, because it's the Truth segment. If you're not familiar with the Truth, you're just listening. The Truth is a sister station, part of Good Karma Brands, the parent company of WTMJ. And the Truth station is the only station in this country that has 11 consecutive hours of Black Talk Radio. And so this segment is to give you, our valued listeners, a taste of what we talk about. And so as a Black person, this is what I just want everybody, I don't care how you identify in terms of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, social economic background, whatever aspect of your identity, I just want to say this. I'm not coming from any position other than being Black in this country when I say this. And as an entrepreneur, the biggest lesson that I learned was to not get comfortable with triumphs from a tragedy. My business flourished in 2020 through 2022. No, in May of 2020, was that 2021? George Floyd?
Correct.
Yep.
My business flourished because at that moment, the world stopped and everyone was watching, and everyone's focus, and I mean literally everyone, especially corporations, focus was, we have to do something. Okay? Now what I'm saying is that a group of people, and they're not all white, it's a mixture of people that are saying, you know what? We're tired of Black Lives Matter. We're tired of DE&I. We got to get back to how things used to be. And quite frankly, I'm seeing a lot of people that typically wouldn't even lean towards voting a certain way are now considering that, just because they're like, look, I don't want to have to deal with feeling guilty about something that I don't do, or I'm tired of hearing about diversity, equity, inclusion. I'm tired of this wokeness. I'm tired of all of this. When the bottom line was, the fundamental reason was, can truly everybody in this world be treated equally as humans? And then it became like a commercial project. And as a Black person, it hurt my heart to see and read headlines, whether they were false or not, of the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement allegedly stealing money for their own personal gain versus, and so it has been, for me, how do I come back in 2024? In the capacity of a coach, of a leader, of a consultant, of someone who wants others to trust my professional services, not because I'm Black, not because I'm a woman, but because I have the credentials to do so in order to better what is perceived or expected from leaders. That's what my consultancy does. But the reality is that because I jumped on the DE&I bandwagon, oh yes, I'm saying it, I'm going to ruffle some feathers tonight, Dr. Ken and Corey, or C. Smith. Because I got comfortable with the DE&I focus. I lost sight of, you know where I'm going, that this was, and as much as people say, this is not a moment, this is a movement. Oh, it was definitely a moment.
As always.
That has clearly expired.
Past. Yes, very much so. And I said it, and people argued with me. You're wrong. You're old. Times have changed. And I said, you're right. Time has changed. People haven't. And it's not a negative.
It's the reality.
But recognize, just like the stock market, when it go up, when it go down, when the housing market, when it go up, when it go down, race does too.
And you know what? Quite frankly, so I don't know what it's like to be white. I've been Black all my life.
You know how it is to act like that, though.
I mean, well, that got too exhausting.
We can fake
trying
it,
to be
but
Black
we can't
and trying to be and trying to act white.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't do it anymore. It's like you take. I'm a human being. Take me as I am. I have things about me culturally based on my race and ethnicity that are going to show up. But what I have learned, if not anything else, C. Smith and Dr. Ken, is that as it relates to how you engage in the workplace, I personally am going to have to, over this time off that you know, where you talk about how you regroup and recharge. I have to do I got a reword for you, reflection on the realities of this year. I'll give you an example that hit home, and I know a lot of y'all going to be like, what? But let me just say this.
You got about 40 seconds.
Okay. Taylor Swift, Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
I'm sorry.
Forbes Magazine just released the top 100 most powerful women in the world. Taylor Swift, number 5. Beyonce, number 37.
Which is garbage.
Are you ready? Oh, I can keep going. Number 71, Rihanna. And guess who made the list? Can you imagine, like, not making the list to be beaten by a doll? Barbie, not even a human being, received the number 100 ranking on world's most powerful women by Forbes magazine.
Which is idiotic and stupid as much as it is putting Taylor Swift as person.
These are the realities that I have to face.
Yeah.
In terms of how I'm engaging as a business owner and service provider. These are the realities. BLM, Black Lives Matter, D&I, I'm going to tell you right now, people, that is over.
Definitely.
855-616-16. I can't sing the phone number, can I?
You can.
855-616-1620 is the number. Old National Bank talking text line. Give us a call. What are your thoughts? 2024 is coming, and it sounds like it's going to come in pretty tough.
Including a presidential election.
Yes, it is. Old National Bank, get old.
Old National Bank.
I just got your home equity loan, and this feeling of like joy and exhilaration overcame me.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon we call getting old.
Wow, so I'm not the only one?
No, small business owners feel it with expansion loans. Families feel it when they're setting up trusts and 529s. Nonprofits who need financing to help the community. And anyone who needs investment advice, they all feel it.
So it's not just me?
No, you're in a pretty big club.
Like a club I can join?
I really don't.
Is there at least a secret handshake?
Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National. Get old. Member FDIC.
Brighten up your home, workplace, or event with flowers and trust Welke's Milwaukee Florist to be your local florist. Welke's is family owned and has delivered beauty for customers and businesses for well over 100 years. Join Welke's flower subscription so your home is always fresh, or discover the benefits of creating a corporate account and leave the work to them. Welke's Milwaukee Florist has locations in Elm Grove and at 56th and North in Milwaukee. Go to welkes.com, that's WELKES.com for more info and to place an order.
Here it is, just before the holidays. You're sitting around trying to figure out a perfect last-minute gift that you can order quickly online. Well, how about tickets to the Greater Milwaukee Auto Show in February? Buy a single ticket for a friend, a pair of tickets for date night, or buy a family 4-pack and take everybody all at a discount price of just $11 each. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, and the latest EVs. For advanced tickets, go to AutoShowMilwaukee.com. That's AutoShowMilwaukee.com. Discount offer ends on December 24th.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health Medicare Advantage plans start at $0 a month? And you can get the extra benefits you need, like dental, vision, over-the-counter items, and more? I know because I'm a member myself. Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal.
Welcome back to The Truth on WTMJ.
You're listening to The Truth on TMJ, and now from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, here's Jessica Gatza.
Thanks, Dr. Ken. A mice infestation at Marquette. Some students living in Marquette University housing have been dealing with a mice infestation since September. The university says it investigated the rodent problem and found the cause to be improper food disposal by one of the business tenants in the building. The university said it is working with the business and residents to reinforce cleanliness standards in the building. Burger King has chosen to demolish its closed restaurant in West Dallas near 106 and Greenfield. It's been a long time coming since the building has been empty for 6 years. The city of West Dallas filed a lawsuit against the company, saying the building constitutes a, quote, public nuisance. Mayor Dan Devine announced the news on Twitter and teased Burger King's slogan by saying, quote, we rule. Demolition is scheduled to begin before December 27th. South Milwaukee is going the extra mile to help local businesses stick around. The city's partnership with the Bacchus Foundation now includes a $5,000 pilot program, which will support business attraction and interior renovations. South Milwaukee City Administrator Patrick Braver tells the Milwaukee Business Journal they are hoping to retain and grow business. Bacchus Erie is a mining equipment company. They have 5 grant programs available for developing businesses in urban downtown areas. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. All clear on the roads this evening. No incidents or delays at this time.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
And taking a look at your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 26 degrees. On Monday, partly sunny with a high of 38. Tuesday, mostly sunny and breezy, a high of 38. On Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 41. Thursday, mostly sunny, a high of 47. And on Friday, mostly cloudy with a slight chance for showers, a high of 47. Right now in Madison, it's 24 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 28. In Waukesha, it's 25. And in Milwaukee, it's 28 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:32.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
If Hasselus Mattress doesn't have employees, how do customers buy mattresses?
Easy. Once you've tested every Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, or Serta Perfect Sleeper at your leisure, just order by phone, online, or at our in-store kiosk.
Also, why do people say they slept like a baby when babies are known for not sleeping well?
Well, I don't know about babies, but you will sleep better having paid way less. Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. And for shopping local, through Monday, you'll also get an additional $200 credit towards your new Serta Perfect Sleeper, Beauty Rest, or Sealy Posturepedic mattress, and free next day delivery.
Fantastic. I have more.
Shoot.
If something is described as indescribable, hasn't it been described?
If revenge is a dish best served cold, and revenge is also sweet, is revenge ice cream?
You just blew my mind.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
When you're in pain, you're all ears to any and everybody telling you they can help you. And at Rejuvenex, we're one of them. And there are others. But the difference here is that in most cases, insurance covers the cost of our treatments. Because our proprietary and powerful pain relief treatments are FDA approved. Others, like bioregenerative options, aren't covered by insurance because they're not FDA approved and considered experimental. At Rejuvenex, our treatments are precisely administered to where your pain lives, to cushion and lubricate your affected areas to deliver long-lasting pain relief, sometimes as long as 2 years before a next treatment is needed. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief. Really.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Back to the truth on WTMJ.
You're listening to The Truth on TMJ. Okay, wait a minute, wait. Jessica, I gotta ask you about this because we from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Jessica Gatzow. I gotta ask. So, mice
at Marquette.
Not reindeer.
No
not
reindeer.
Frosty the Snowman.
Mice,
but mice.
Specifically at their Campus Town West apartments on North 16th Street. Apparently, a TikTok video shows mouse traps lined down the hallway.
Well, Marquette ain't exactly in Mequon, so
they got mice in Mequon. They just bougie mice.
They ain't got no mice in no
He
Mequon.
said bougie mice.
They eat better.
Ain't no mice in Mequon, brother.
So they have mice, and they line the.
They've got they said there's mouse traps lining the hallways, and supposedly the cause they figured out is from. They just said improper food disposal from a business tenant in the building. They didn't name specifically who, but some of those businesses around there include a Qdoba and a 7-Eleven.
That's some good eating, though.
Right over
You know
by
what?
that's
Stop,
by the
Dr.
union.
Ken. Stop.
That's some good eating. Qdoba.
Next thing you know, you know what? I cannot take Dr. Ken. I'm sorry.
Mouse be like, hey, can I have some? I need some sour cream on it. Can you hook me up?
You know what? There was a cricket in my den. What's today? Sunday? Saturday morning. I was going upstairs because my laundry space is right next to my den, and I saw a cricket. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I almost let that cricket have my house. I was like, you can have it, because I don't do non-vertebrate. Really? I don't do non-vertebrate rodents. If you do not have a spine, backbone, or vertebrate, I don't want no parts.
Do you have carpeting?
No.
Okay, good. Then you could have stepped on it; it would have died.
Well, it was on the wall. Yeah. I'm telling you, bugs in Texas are completely like.
Yeah, they are. The size and
what?
Yeah.
Oh, so have you ever seen a cockroach?
Yes.
In person.
Yes.
Okay.
Probably a smaller one. Yeah.
I've seen a Texas cockroach. You're right.
Multiply that by 10, and guess what else? They fly. They have mobile capabilities beyond their feet.
Have you seen?
I love them.
Have you seen like?
Corey, be quiet. Talking about you love them. Why? They don't love you? Why do you love cockroaches?
I love all animals.
So is there any?
They're not animals.
Not an animal.
They're rodents.
Is there anything in the story that talks about whether or not they're going to how soon they're going to get this cleaned up and how they're going to?
It's pretty vague. They're working with the businesses, et cetera, et cetera.
No way.
So.
There's no way. Dr. Kim, I'm telling you, whatever assignment that I have due regarding my finals for the semester,
not done.
It ain't no way. It ain't happening.
Wow.
Fail me. What do you call it? They still give incompletes? Do they still give eyes out for incomplete?
Yeah.
Yeah. Incomplete.
Yeah.
Until you complete this rodent situation, I will be an incomplete student.
And let me guess, you're going to check TikTok to make sure.
Dr. Ken, you're not hearing me. I am one of those people where if I see a spider, I'm screaming.
Wow.
And for you to say there's mice, no way. Corey, you and I have been on the phone before, and I have a whole like spasm, and you're like, remember that time where you and I were on the phone, and I thought there was a dead whatever? Oh, I thought it was a dead mouse tail hanging out my trunk. Remember that? And I randomly asked this guy. Y'all think it's not a game?
This story is hilarious.
She must have been parked in front of Marquette.
It was the most.
No, I'm not even going to say out loud where I was parked in front of. But Corey and I happened to be on the phone, and I was like, ah! I mean, I screamed. I was like, oh my God! It looked like a mouse's tail.
And it was what?
Well,
shoestring.
I randomly asked this stranger to open up the trunk, and it was like a leaf, the end of the leaf.
I'm done.
It doesn't matter.
Jessica, thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Jessica.
Don't bring any leaves back either. Clearly, it's going to scare
you can
her.
patronize me all you want, but I'm just telling you right now. Marquette University in that building. What's the apartment complex name again?
The Campus Town West Apartments.
Y'all better than me.
Just stay off 16th Street.
There's no way. Y'all are better than me. Kudos to y'all.
You will never see Denise on 16th Street. Ain't a Gucci store over there. So you ain't going to see her over there.
I'm just
News
saying.
coming up at 8 o'clock. Thank you, Jessica.
Now, if I saw a mouse in a Gucci store, that would be breaking news. Like, anyway.
One student was like, their allergies.
Exactly. Their allergies were... You know what? That's what I'm going to start saying, y'all. I'm allergic.
Okay, but how you get allergic to mice?
It doesn't matter,
Unless
Dr.
you
Ken.
around mice all the time. And
it doesn't matter.
Then I got to ask you where you live and not go anywhere near there.
Probably 16.
Now, I usually don't entertain Dr. Ken, but in all seriousness, how do you develop an allergy?
To mice.
To mice.
I'm just...
Corey, you're an intellectual person. Can you... And you love animals.
Connect the dots.
Yeah, connect the dots. Mr. Animal Lover.
Dander. Probably something with their dander.
Dander?
Yeah. Something with their dander.
Don't care.
Denise.
After I listen to your response.
Plausible deniability. Be your friend.
No, Corey does.
If
Corey was in the middle of a desert and saw a tarantula,
right,
he would pick it up and be like, "Hey, buddy, are you lost?
I have been known to baby talk spiders.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you. Hey, buddy.
I'm done. Is it time to break yet?
Look,
I'm
Corey, but hold on.
I gotta
Corey
get out
could
from
be
under
in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. A full shark
Yes.
would be swimming, and Corey would be like, "Hey, buddy. Oh, no, don't bite me. Be nice."
And then chomp.
I'm over there. I'm gone. What's the Olympian? The swim, Mike Phelps. I'm Mike Phelps. He ain't got nothing on me at that point. But yeah,
Sure.
Corey is like.
What is Marquette's endowment? By the way,
when we come back, we'll find that out.
Yeah, because I want to know how they got mice.
I don't
They
think
sure
the
got
endowment
money.
has anything to do with mice.
They sure got money.
They should.
But they should be able to fix it. You're listening to The Truth on TMJ.
Wealth changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
If you can't get a good night's sleep, let me ask you, are you breathing well? Because if you're snoring or waking up each night with a stuffed up nose, or frustrated with your CPAP mask, the root of your sleep problem lies in your breathing triangle. And if any one of those passages isn't working, you won't sleep well. And there's no mattress, pill, or other gimmick that can fix that. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. A recipe for a good night's sleep starts with an open airway. Now, there are devices that can help solve snoring or sleep apnea problems. If you walk into a sleep center, know you'll walk out with a CPAP. And you might find other options elsewhere, but the simple truth is, if your nose doesn't work properly, no device will help. Only at Advent will you find every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution, along with a world-class team that can get your nose working properly again.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Siding Unlimited named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
I am a leg man. Me too.
Hey, I like legs too.
Big curvy ones.
Sleek, skinny ones.
I love a good set of legs.
Like the leg options on the Envy Dining Room Table Collection at Penny Mustard.
Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The Envy Collection allows you to customize your dining room table with your choice of wood, stain,
size, shape,
edge, apron.
And don't forget about the legs.
I love legs that start thick at the top and get more slender all the way down.
Give me curvy and scalloped all day.
I prefer long, smooth legs with a slight taper at the end.
Oh yeah, like the legs on the Benoit table.
You know it.
These legs are made in the USA.
Yeah, the tables are too.
Come see the Envy Dining Room Table Collection, including the Benoit table, starting at $18.66, paired with palm chairs for just $5.33 each at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
This is The Truth on WTMJ.
But we can talk about that on the air, though. You're listening to The Truth on TMJ. 855-616-1620 is Old National Bank talking text line. Speaking of...
In the words of Popeye, I am what I am.
Speaking of, someone, we had a caller, 262-903, said, headed to Atlanta for a last-minute trip to visit my younger daughter and her husband for Christmas. So blessed that my older daughter was able to get off and is flying in from Madison, so the family will be together for the holiday. I said, outstanding. Have fun. Be safe. That's a great family.
That is. That's what it's all about. To me, that's what it's about. Like, you know, I was just telling a friend of mine yesterday, we were talking about, you know, what we're doing during the holidays, how we're spending our time during the holidays. And she and her boyfriend are driving to spend a whole week with her parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know, I'm hosting this year. So my parents and my daughter, shout out to my daughter, Dominique, who's graduating cum laude this Saturday from University of Southern Indiana with a cum laude. Yes. Thank you. She's graduating with a bachelor. You know, to impress Dr. Ken, I would have had to say she's getting the Nobel Peace Prize. Right. But she is you've met Dominique. Yes. She is graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology.
Okay.
Lord knows I influenced that decision. She's like, my mom was crazy. I got to figure out what's going on with my mom. No, I'm just kidding. Uncle Corey will be attending as well.
Yep, looking forward to it.
She didn't invite me.
You ain't her uncle.
See, she didn't invite me. That's okay. That's all right.
That was smooth.
She'll get her comeuppance.
Oh my goodness! It's not my graduation.
Don't come for my baby Dominique.
I was going to say Dominique's in charge.
It's public. I can just roll up. I ain't trying.
We would love for you to come.
Look, when is it?
It's this Saturday.
I can't be there.
Oh, see, we went through all that for you to just
That's
say
not
I
the
can't
point.
be there. Oh my gosh!
The point is that you invited me.
Sometimes you don't have to have an invitation. You just bring a folding chair.
That's very millennialish.
Millennialish?
Yeah,
my part?
That was
that's an insult. Now that's an insult.
You were being very like, well, what about me? Where's my invitation? I have to agree with Corey on that. I wouldn't say it was millennialish. I will just say you were acting
millennialish.
You want to say childish. That's what you want to say.
I'm not going to say
Same
millennial.
thing.
No, I'm not saying
Same
that.
thing.
Millennials deserve love too. Look, Dominique's a millennial.
Old National Bank talking text line is 855-616-1620. Who's bougie and who's not? Anyway, let me bypass that.
Anywho, so again, I'm so glad to hear from our listeners that are preparing. And here's the thing. 2023 for me, I experienced a significant amount of loss in terms of both friends and family members, leaving this earth, passing away. And as humans, whenever we experience loss, it's rough for the most part. And so I was telling my friend yesterday on the phone, I was like, look, life is short and it definitely is not promised. So I'm going to make sure that I don't make this commercial and focus on, let me get these gifts and let me give this. I just want to create an environment in my home to where when my parents come, shout out to my mom who's 84, my father's 77. Both my kids will be there. They're adults.
So that makes you like, what, 71, 72?
Dr. Ken, that does not affect me. Because for those who are tuning in, watching us live, they can see that, as they say,
I had one.
Black don't crack.
I'm gonna be
Black
be
women,
nice.
we age gracefully.
So do men.
Black men?
Significantly better, I might add.
I'm going to have to disagree with that.
I
That's a
don't
fact.
really- okay, so I'm older than you, taller than you, more handsome than you.
Thank God. I don't want to be handsome.
So what's your point?
Anywho, so I'm making sure, and I'm sure a lot of us are doing the same, making sure that we focus on just family.
Yep.
Not
And
the
all
commercial side
the
of
cooking and the gifts and the this and the just
the
being
cooking.
just being present.
I think that's the best time. It's this reflection. It's
Just
a reflection.
Yes.
And because you have days off, you don't normally get that. They're concurrent. With Thanksgiving and then Christmas coming, you always get those days off, and family are in town.
And there's no pressure. There's no expectation. It's just show up and let's just love one another. Let's play games. When I say play games, I don't mean like play games like they play at work.
Yeah.
Like mind games.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like, let's play, what's a good,
Clue?
Yeah.
Clue?
No.
The Old National Bank talking text line is 855-616-1620. What's a good game to play with your family? A family game for Christmas.
That's not going to cause a fight.
Well, if you're competitive like me, that's where you have to tell somebody, Denise.
That's true.
Because people like me who are very competitive, you have to say, Denise.
This is
just
we're not taking score.
Because, man, Monopoly, I'm like, bam, Park Place, Broadway, let's go. What you want to do?
See,
and my family's like,
much.
yeah, see, that's how I am.
And then now she's naming her properties.
That's
her real properties.
Right.
Excuse me. Who stenciled the new name on the pieces in the board?
Oh, gosh.
Like what?
Well, and who,
and who painted the houses?
Have you seen the new rules for Uno? Have y'all seen?
I can't play Uno no
Have
more.
y'all, man?
I'm
have y'all
like,
seen
dude.
who is in the decision-making rooms of the games now? They're so like extra. Like, oh, now you can, like when you play Uno and you throw down the draw 4 card to where your opponents have to. They're like, oh, well, technically, and in this situation, I'm like, it's too much. Y'all are making this way too complicated with these new rules of just the basic Uno.
I haven't played Uno in probably a decade.
Shoots and ladders.
It's
Monopoly.
It's like changing the rules to Jenga. Like the whole only point is to not knock it over, right?
There's new rules for Jenga?
But that's what I'm saying. Uno was kind of simple. It was kind of straightforward. Uno, right? That's like changing the rules to Jenga. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Like, how could you not make it fall? Or... like what?
If it ain't broke,
like leave it alone.
Don't fix it. Don't allow.
They still got the cards with the colors and stuff, right?
They do, but trust me, it's not that straightforward anymore. Like, I quit playing Uno because of that. But, before break, we were talking about, as we are spending time with our family, we're reflecting on the year 2023. Corey, you were saying that you think 2024 overall in this country is going to be better. And I'm like, I don't think so, because number one, we're still funding 2 wars that, as far as I'm concerned, we got way bigger fish to fry here in our own homeland. Number 2, we've got a major presidential election coming up.
Yep.
Major.
And I don't think it'll be as bad as the climate was in 2020.
Oh, I do.
That election.
Oh,
I think
I
it'll be
do.
a little better.
Well, let's talk about that when we come back.
Yeah, I do, definitely.
Because that's going to take another, we're going to have a post hour at 9 o'clock for that one. You're listening.
Yeah, Evan's going to be like, okay, you guys shut up. The
Evan's
show's
gonna be
over.
like, I got to go home.
Right.
I'm
It'll be
turning
midnight.
turn off the lights when you leave.
Congratulations to our very own Jeff Wagner, retiring after 25 years on WTMJ.
No show lasts forever. I'm going to be retiring from WTMJ at the end of this year.
But he's not done yet.
Congrats early on your retirement.
Well, I'm around for another 2 months. Can't get rid of me before December 15th.
Keep tuning in and don't miss out on our send-off to the one and only Jeff Wagner. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Years ago, builders used yellow bottle glass to accent the homes they built. They used it to dress up your cabinet doors, entryway side lights, and transoms. And back then, it looked great. But today, well, let's just say it doesn't look so great. Now, if you're going for a retro look that keeps your home decor locked into yesterday, that's okay. But if you'd like to make a few affordable changes that will really enhance the look of your home, then give me a call. We can replace that old bottle glass with new glass. Or you can go a step further and add stained, leaded, etched, or even sandblasted glass with artful options that you may have never even thought of. So let's get your home out of yesterday and into today. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Annex Wealth Management, investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
So I have been in the operating room most of my career, watching people have orthopedic surgery, watching people get knees replaced, hips replaced, shoulders fixed, and I knew there had to be a better way.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a medical director for QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain relief.
I see so many people who could have been helped before they got to the operating room if only they had known about regenerative medicine.
QC Kinetics, a natural alternative that uses your body's own healing properties to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing long-lasting relief without drugs, surgery, or downtime.
Well, it feels great when I do get to see somebody who we help, who I know I kept out of the operating room. It's amazing how we change people's lives without surgery.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Welcome back to The Truth on WTMJ.
If it's all right, I wanna kick it with you all night, all night. Have a good time. Ain't gotta worry 'cause it's all right, it's all right.
You're listening to The Truth on TMJ. All right, you got 4 minutes to make your point. Go.
Okay, can we reset? What are we talking about, Dr. Ken? Are we talking about, okay, so before break, we were talking about, as we are reflecting, as most people do, and I don't mean making resolutions, because quite frankly, I retired making resolutions.
If I can't do it today,
exactly.
I'm probably not going to do it in 2024.
Now, I do still believe in the power of goal setting, because you do have to have some type of accountability. But as far as like resolutions, I'm not going to, that went out the window probably about 5 years ago.
That's cute.
Exactly. Now, for many of us, this year has been a lot of revelation in terms of how and why we show up in the workplace based on what we experienced during the quarantine process related to COVID-19. And so we go now into a new year, 2024, where inflation is projected. I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but it's projected to get worse before it gets better. We as a country are funding billions of dollars to two separate wars.
Yep.
While we have so many challenges occurring in our own homeland. But I get the politics of why we do that, but that's a whole other conversation. And then number three, in the workplace, people, generally speaking, like surveys conducted by the U.S. Department of Labor, workforce development organizations that are throughout the entire country, have made it clear that overall, the majority of employees are tired of talking about DE&I. Yep. That is a fact.
Yep.
Now, do I feel that based on that human beings are not wanting to collectively work together as it aligns with the overall objectives of the business that they work for? No. But what I am saying is that a lot of people, in particular those that work in predominantly white environments, where the majority of the C-suite are white men, have said flat out, I don't want to hear no more DE&I. I don't want to talk about inclusion. I want to be able to come to work and know that I'm working towards the betterment of this organization, as well as being able to provide for my family without feeling this way or that way. And so what I'm saying, I said all that to say, the question is, and our Old National Bank talking text line is 855-616-1620. With the presidential election coming up in 2024, which is going to be huge, with the majority of people saying, I don't want to talk about DE&I in the workplace anymore, on top of that, Taylor Swift being Person of the Year, I'm just trying to figure out where are we at as a nation in terms of how we engage in the workplace and just as a society. Because there's a lot that Americans, whatever side that you're on, however you feel, this is going to be a year.
I think that people are, how far are we removed from the pandemic right now?
About 2 years.
2 years. I think, and people are looking to kind of get back to the normal now. I even told somebody the other day, I'm kind of ready to go back into work. I think I'm getting tired of working from home a little bit.
Why?
This interaction, just even though I'm more productive working at home.
Really?
I just think
that was the trend. The productivity rates increased because of people working from home, which for me it was completely opposite.
Yeah. I would not mind adopting a more hybrid model. Yep. A more hybrid model.
Okay.
Is what
Okay.
All right. So. When we come back, speaking of DEI, something the UW Regents, the decision they made late last week. We'll talk about that. News up next.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fees you're being charged? It's not the size of your nest egg that matters, but rather the income it can produce. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who have retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right, if the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better, stress-free retirement, call today to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Retirement Deception. Call 800-857-7979. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. Plus, I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 800-857-7979. 800-857-7979. That's 800-857-7979.
Your hometown hub for everything that matters. The latest news, traffic, weather, and sports on Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At
8 o'clock, it's 28 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 26. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatzo. Tennessee communities are digging out from a weekend of tornadoes. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee declaring a state of emergency and saying the state has already started working with the federal government to rush relief funding. 6 deaths have been attributed to the weather so far, and dozens of other people remain hospitalized. Hundreds of buildings, mostly homes or apartments, have been destroyed. Another high-rise apartment planned for downtown Milwaukee. Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Mark Cass, tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News how the renting business is different today.
More incentives from landlords. You're seeing free months rent, whether it's adding on free parking, free other. You're starting to see stuff that you haven't seen in the last number of years just because of high demand. I think you'll see that, and I think you'll see some of the older structures that I've been saying all along. They're going to start spending money on upgrades.
The latest high-rise building will be located near the public market, with construction expected to start in 2025. Burger King has chosen to demolish its closed restaurant in West Allis near 106 and Greenfield. It's been a long time coming since the building has been empty for 6 years. The city of West Allis filed a lawsuit against the company, saying the building constitutes a, quote, public nuisance. Mayor Dan Devine announced the news on Twitter and teased Burger King's slogan by saying, quote, we rule. Demolition is scheduled to begin before December 27th. The COVID-19 pandemic took a major toll on the movie theater industry. Film critic Matt Miller tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News that some theaters are still feeling the effects to this day.
We lost 3 Marcuses. We lost the Downer Theater, hopefully temporary, but still it's not back up. And it seems like a lot of these theaters might not stay as movie theaters that we lost.
CEO of Marcus Theaters, Greg Marcus, recently told Wisconsin's Afternoon News that Marcus Theaters is very close to operating at pre-pandemic levels. A Milwaukee woman is spreading holiday cheer to inmates. Sarah Demarath sends holiday cards to women behind bars. She tells TMJ4 News that her inspiration comes from her own experience as a former inmate.
A lot of the times you're defined by that bad choice, and you are always fighting for people to look at you as equal.
Demarath says she started in 2018, sending 50 cards that year. Now she sends thousands each holiday season. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 8:02.
This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
Don't you just love when a package is delivered? Okay, I suppose it depends on what's inside. Well, there's one massive package that's due to arrive at any minute, whether you're ready for it or not. That's right, winter is all packaged up and out for delivery. Hi, this is Steve from Mr. Holland's Home Services. Speaking of packages, this month, Mr. Holland's crew is dispatching a package deal on a new heating and air system. We will deliver and install a complete new, highly efficient, heavily warranted comfort package, and you select the savings. Get 0% financing for up to 24 months with approved credit, or pay up front and enjoy a deep package discount. Just think of it as your winter care package from Mr. Holland's Home Services. But don't wait until that polar parcel pops up on your doorstep. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you need a comfort system that can deliver the goods, we can help.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Pain relief and gimmicks. The two seem to go hand in hand, and it really is a shame, because when you're living with chronic pain, you're vulnerable. And that's why so many people get tricked into buying unproven treatments. At Rejuvenex, we understand how you suffer, how you wait to get out of bed because you know the pain is coming. Chronic pain from osteoarthritis is a terrible thing, and that's why we use our proprietary, powerful, FDA-approved treatments to precisely target your affected areas, to provide cushion and lubrication that helps deliver long-lasting pain relief in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We're in-network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief, really.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update. A home game for the Bucks tomorrow night. They take on the Bulls at 7 o'clock, and you can tune in for pregame coverage at 6:30. And the Packers play the New York Giants tomorrow night. That game starts at 7:15, and you can hear Green Bay Game Day starting at 4. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. Roads are looking clear this evening. No incidents or delays at this time.
Traffic is sponsored by Evans Transportation Services. Thank heavens for Evans.
Rely on one company for accounting, shipping, and tracking. Evans Transportation Services. Family owned for 40 years and continuing to grow. Evans Transportation Services in Delafield.
And taking a look at your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 26. On Monday, partly sunny with a high of 38. Tuesday, mainly sunny and breezy, a high of 38. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 41. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 47. And on Friday, mostly cloudy with a slight chance for showers, a high of 47. Right now in Madison, it's 25 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 28. In Waukesha, it's 25. And in Milwaukee, it's 28 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, setting a limited WTMJ news time is 8:06.
It's The Truth on WTMJ with Dr. Ken Harris.
Old National Bank.
Get
Ken.
old. Get Dr.
Well, you always
Ken.
call me old, so I just replaced it.
You know what? You're not old.
Look, I'm old. I'm trying to hold
You're
on
seasoned.
to it. So when people ask me to do stuff, I'm be like, I can't do that. I'm good.
And Denise Thomas.
Like, are we really debating this? They were comparing, like, the rappers in the South, like Trick Daddy, Scarface, and comparing them to Jay-Z.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studio at the Avenue. Here's Dr. Ken Harris and Denise Thomas.
You are listening to the Truth segment on 620 WTMJ. We're coming to you live from the Annex Wealth Management Studio inside 3rd Street Market Hall in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we want to hear from you. Your voice is valuable. Our Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. In the studio live with me, yours truly, DT, Denise Thomas. We have the Dr. Ken Harris, who you can hear every weekday morning on Wisconsin. According to the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association, is the #1 show in the entire state. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. every weekday on 101.7 FM, The Truth.
And you can also hear Denise Thomas mornings.
Every morning, every weekday morning.
7 The Truth.
From 7 a.m. to 9. We start your day off giving you live.
Because they jacked me last Wednesday, boy. Let me tell you.
What'd they do?
Let me tell you.
Well, we got Corey.
I was fine till they kept giving me these questions I had to answer. And then they got to talking about marriage and how long folks was married. And then they asked me this one question that I shall not repeat, but they was kind of cool with my answer, so it was pretty cool.
Why would you tell us that and not be willing to share the question? Now we want to know.
Because I'm a contrarian.
And we also have Corey Smith, who we've just given him his radio persona name, y'all. C. Smith. C. Smith.
Hello.
So before the break, we were talking about how we're showing up in 2024. It's been a lot for Americans, regardless of how you identify. It has been quite the interesting year. And you know what? There are some people right now who are listening that are saying, oh, hey, 2023 was a great year for me. It was productive. I made money. Let me tell you right now, you were the exception. And I'm proud and happy for you. But for the rest of us who, did not have that same experience.
Who, as my grandmother said, got their struggle buggy.
Exactly.
Yeah, buddy.
As we're entering in this new year, we have a presidential election. We're funding 2 separate wars in the amounts of multiple billions of dollars. We now have a country that is clearly further divided when it comes to
Race,
embracing
president,
difference.
Elections, politics.
Just embracing difference.
Shoe
Like, for
size.
example, if I disagree with you, Dr. Ken, in the workplace, it literally could be where HR has to get involved just because I said I disagree. And for me, I want to be clear because before break, I had made a profound, which could be perceived as a profound statement or declaration that DE&I is over. It's kind of like when Nas said hip hop is dead. What? From my lens, based on the reception of reminding or activating a sense of embracing difference, that is not rejected. I want to be clear. Because people truly want to understand, like, how can I be a healthy colleague? How can I motivate myself and others? But when you say the DE&I term, ooh, that ruffles some feathers. I've had people associate wokeness with DE&I, and I'm like, okay, so is it a bad thing to want to understand how to collectively, in a productive and healthy way, work with somebody who's different from you? And it's just not race. It could be perspective. Dr. Ken and I disagree all the time. Do you know, Dr. Ken? No, let me actually tell this to Corey. Corey, do you know this? When Dr. Ken and I first started the show, Evan, how long have we been doing this show, Dr. Ken and I? You just take a guess. How long do you think? 2 years?
2 years. I think this is year 3, maybe.
Year 3? Not just this audience, this valued listening audience, but listeners on The Truth. Anytime Dr. Ken and I were, the general assumption or assessment would be, ooh, y'all don't like each other. Based on what? Well, you guys always disagree. That's healthy. That's how you learn.
No, it's not. You hurt my feelings, and then I've got to go cry.
And then that's what people will try to say. They'll say, oh, well, it sounded like you and Dr. Ken were arguing. I even had, I'm not going to say who it was, somebody here reached out to me and said, are you okay? Because I know, you and Dr. Ken, y'all see. And I'm like, I am not one of those people.
You're not a crybaby snowflake.
However, I don't have a problem with someone saying, Denise, I disagree. Because to me, that triggers like, why?
Why?
Maybe I might learn something.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe I might gain a further understanding.
Yeah,
I have plenty. Let me be clear, y'all, and I'm going to shut up. I have plenty of white friends, Asian American friends, Arab American friends, Latin, Hispanic American friends, gay friends, queer friends. I have friends from all walks of life.
Korea,
all walks of life. I visited pretty much
Taiwan.
Every continent, continent on Earth except Antarctica. I have visited and hung out with the natives.
You and the penguins, okay?
I say all that to say this: I don't have a problem embracing difference, even if I don't agree with it. It doesn't mean I'm going to cancel you. Like when people call this, say, "I'm not going to listen to the show anymore." Why? Because what you're saying doesn't make sense. No, what I'm saying is different from what you feel.
Because it comes down to perspective. Right.
So I just wanted, going into the new year, I just want to get everybody's thoughts. And again, our Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Are we prepared? Because this year is going to be the year that challenges us to truly, democracy, whoever gets the majority of the votes is going to be president. Are we ready for that if the president that we want does not win?
Well, you don't have a choice.
January 6th was very clear that if I don't get what I want, and I'm conditioned to believe that the others are taking over and this country no longer belongs to us, so therefore I'm going to attack and demand that the vice president be assassinated, and the Speaker of the House, Pelosi, be assassinated, and my president is like, if that's, hey,
but
I'm just saying.
That's the reason why that's why we live in a democratic republic, and that's why we need the Electoral College. And everybody wanted to get rid of the Electoral College, but they didn't understand that all the votes, if we go with a straight majority, lie in 4 or 5 states, and that's it. So it wouldn't matter where you lived. If you didn't live in that area, your vote would be basically canceled. So one of the ways to stop people coming in and taking over, we got the numbers, is Electoral College. It balances everything so that those huge population states, California, Texas, Florida, y'all get equalized with the rest of us who don't have it.
Well, that's not the case, man.
But most people don't understand how that works. So,
So what? I want to get back real quick to the corporate DEI initiatives that people are upset
So when we
about.
come back, we're going to go. Corey, you got the mic. As soon as we come back from break, we're going to go right into it.
And we're going to talk about the UW system that.
And really quick side note, if you are concerned about your privilege or supremacy being hindered based on a population growing, this country could be 98% black or brown. Trust me, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Your power will not be infringed upon.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me as we count down to the RNC in Milwaukee. We'll talk to the biggest names across the political landscape. Mark Cassie's the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Every national outlet in terms of the media is going to have a key spot around the arena. So they're going to be working on that over the next couple months.
Full podcast available on WTMJ.com or text RNC to the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620 and get a link sent directly to you. It's the countdown to the RNC podcast, only here on WTMJ.
Our favorite Christmas tradition.
I think it's like all kids' favorite Christmas tradition. Opening presents.
Well, yeah.
Going around, youngest kid probably opens first, then the next, and you keep making circles till they're gone.
Ben and Arvid Huth, brothers and owners of Penny Mustard Furnishings.
But I do remember a Christmas where we got these bottle rockets. And, well, we went outside and started playing with these bottle rockets after we opened up all our gifts. And one of them landed on the porch roof. And there's no way to get up on the porch roof unless you go get a ladder. So Charles, our oldest brother, went and got a ladder. And he goes up there and he's like, there's a bag up here. And we're like, what? There's a bag up here.
And we decided that Santa Claus had dropped a bag that was intended for us that had fallen off the roof and landed on the porch roof.
That's what it was.
Yes.
There was a pair of, remember, there's a pair of pajamas?
Yes.
There's a pair of brand new pajamas to each of us. And right above the porch roof is obviously the chimney.
And we would have never seen it if the bottle rocket hadn't landed up there.
Right.
Merry Christmas from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often, because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved, but here you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Welcome back to The Truth on WTMJ.
You're listening to The Truth on TMJ. Corey Smith, Denise Thomas, and Dr. Ken Harris. And Evan's here, too. Jessica Gatzo's here from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. We got everybody here tonight.
It's a party. Corey,
it's a party.
You were saying.
So, DEI.
Yes.
What's going on?
Corporate work environment.
I think from a strategic standpoint, the corporations really need to get out in front of that. Resistance is growing toward it, but they need to stop labeling these initiatives diversity inclusion initiatives and just simply preach allyship throughout the corporate structure. Just preach working together, preach allyship. And another thing you could actually do is incentivize leaders in the organization. Literally incentivize
and accountability.
them. Yeah.
If you're not accountable, you're not going to do it.
Good or bad.
You think I'm going to make an effort to do something that's not a part of my goals and objectives I'm being measured on?
Right. But incentivize them having diverse work streams
like
and
how?
teams. Simply judge them on how their team is structured. Do you have what is the makeup of your team? You can't have, unless you're working on a specialty.
But you can't use quotas. That's illegal.
Yeah, but you can't have. Yes, you can.
No, you can't. That's illegal. Quotas in America are illegal in the workplace.
How do you determine a quoted or not?
The United States Supreme Court said.
No. I'm
answering your question.
No, I said, how do you determine whether it's a quota or not?
The United States Supreme Court said that when you compare one to the other and assign a number to it and put a ceiling on it, right? Even though it's artificial, it's a quota.
Right, but when an organization says we want X amount of percentage of minorities to make up our organization.
And they do that every day, all day.
That's a quota.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that they...
You can't...
It's not a... How can I say this? As long as you leave it... One of the reasons why it's separated out and put in its own space is because I can use it as a goal.
Right.
Right?
Right.
The issue is when you reach your goal. I want 20% women in my organization. The problem is this. I got 20. We're done.
Exactly.
And that is why you can't use quotas, because what I'll do is flip it and go, we got enough of y'all. Like, what are we doing? Right? So the issue I have with that is when you say allyship, I didn't ask you to be my ally. What I need you to do is just do exactly what you said. Do what you said you were going to do. Be accountable.
Yep.
Do the hiring.
Right.
Use meritocracy, not mirrorocracy, right? Everybody look like you.
Hey, everybody owns it. Meritocracy. Everybody has ownership. And I don't believe in incentivizing. Like, I don't believe that I have to be incentivized to do the right thing.
You mean I can't pay you to get grades?
You know what I'm saying? This is what I love. I was an F student. Now I got a D. Can I get an award? It's like, what?
Oh, I went to school, Illinois State University.
Okay.
High potential student program. I go in. I transferred from the University of Illinois.
You only got it because you're black.
I roll in. Technically, I got it because I was black. And then when I
Diversity
go in,
hire.
she says, "Oh yeah, so you'll love it because if you get an A, you get $300, and if you get a B, you get $200." I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." Yeah, I said, "What is this, prostitution?" She looks at me like, "What?" I said, "So are you paying white students to go get good grades?"
Was that the last day of the school?
Or are we like what?
Well, I'm with Corey. What happened after that? Were you still a student?
Yeah, I was still a student. She made me a peer counselor. Because what I said is that if you're not targeting this to the people that need it and not me, I transferred here under. First of all, how did I end up in this program when I got in under regular admissions?
Well,
you put all your black students in.
I was going to say,
so you just
you were a
make
quota.
Exactly, and that's a problem.
And
that's
I want to be clear to our non-black listeners. I have never left a meeting where my performance was being measured and or evaluated. So, like, I've worked for some pretty large companies where it's rack and stack. You take your team members, your employees, and you say, okay, so we got 100 employees. Based on what we're trying to do next year, 30 of them got to go.
Yep.
No question. We got to find 30 of these 100. So 30 of these got to go. And so then they start to rack and stack. Okay, they say, okay, so if you get below this
score or income or level of work, done.
And, certain people actually filed lawsuits. But again, I digress. So my point is this. For our non-black listeners, I really want to be clear. And again, I'm being monolithic, but I think Corey just helped me out here. The majority of non-white people do not feel good and warm and fuzzy about being told, well, you're a diversity candidate. We needed somebody, that could
just apply. We're really not going to give you the job, but we need you to apply.
That does not give us warm and fuzzy feeling. Like, I don't want anybody to think that it's, I'm trying to, we're going to take over and we're going to use this affirmative action. No. I want to know that I was hired based on my competencies, my skill sets, my intelligent quotient, my intellectual acumen. That's what I don't want to be. Shoot, we got a double win. She black and she a woman.
Yeah.
And I've heard that throughout my career.
She count twice. She count twice.
It's a winner.
Yeah.
We come back.
When we come back, I want to delve more into the DEI piece, not from a corporate, but from a higher education.
Yeah.
Ooh, because we got some college presidents that are under fire right now, including Harvard University, University of Pennsylvania, and MIT.
And she ain't been in a job a good 6 months.
And she's a black woman.
Yeah.
And the University of Penn is a woman.
Yeah. And all of them are women.
And MIT is a woman.
Yeah. Old National Bank talking text line is 855-616-1620. Old National Bank, get old. You're listening to The Truth on TMJ.
If you can't get a good night's sleep, let me ask you, are you breathing well? Because if you're snoring or waking up each night with a stuffed up nose or frustrated with your CPAP mask, the root of your sleep problem lies in your breathing triangle. And if any one of those passages isn't working, you won't sleep well. And there's no mattress, pill, or other gimmick that can fix that. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. A recipe for a good night's sleep starts with an open airway. Now, there are devices that can help solve snoring or sleep apnea problems. If you walk into a sleep center, know you'll walk out with a CPAP. And you might find other options elsewhere. But the simple truth is, if your nose doesn't work properly, no device will help. Only at Advent will you find every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution, along with a world-class team that can get your nose working properly again.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Chief Market Watcher Brian Wickert here to report mortgage rates continue their downward trend. Low overhead AccuNet can now deliver a 6.89% APR on a $225,000 30-year fixed rate loan with 25% down, top-notch credit, and all the other right stuff. Our special 30-year fixed rate money for first-time Wisconsin homebuyers is now down to 6.125% with an APR as low as 6.29 and as little as 3% down. Household income limits apply. Now, a lot of homebuyers hit pause during the holiday season, but may be missing out. We just helped one of our rock-solid pre-approved first-time buyers get an accepted offer $49,000 under the asking price and lock in some of that special 30-year fixed money at a 6.19 APR. Household income limits apply. With rates back down, home shoppers are going to be coming out of the woodwork in the new year. So whether you're just starting your home search or you're ready to get back at it, go with the local mortgage experts at AccuNet and get ahead of the pack by clicking on the blue button today at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Welcome back to The Truth on WTMJ.
Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. It's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this?
The Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Happy Sunday. I know it's a lot of good football going on right now, so for those that are listening, thank you so much. We've got Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon on our sister station, The Truth, as well as community advocate and leader Corey Smith, who, by the way, just earned his new radio persona name, which is C. Smith. And that's what...
Well, do you accept the...
Yeah, that's true. Do you accept it?
That's the question.
I do.
All right.
All right. By the powers vested in Dr. Ken and I, we now crown you C. Smith. C. Smith, based on your experience, based on your professional trajectory, you know, you were talking about rebranding, not repurposing. I want to be clear. And I love how you said that. We're not talking about repurposing how inclusion and embracing difference in the workplace needs to change. We're not saying that. But we are saying from a branding standpoint, obviously people are triggered by the acronym DE&I.
Yeah.
And so you were saying that, you know, incentivize. And I was like, why do I need to be incentivized to do the right thing, though? That's the right thing to do in the workplace, is to make sure that people feel valued and they feel that they belong, even if they don't look like the CEO or their manager.
Yeah, I just think it's important. I mean, when you use the label D&I, there will naturally be others who feel alienated, whether it's justified or not.
I agree.
We can get into the histrionics, the history of that. But I think from a corporate standpoint, is this going to be more beneficial if you rebrand DEI just strictly for allyship, working together, jointly getting things done from a strategic standpoint, accomplishing your goals as an organization, and making sure that you promote from within, you build a strong pipeline for those aspiring to be leaders, and that's how you kind of combat that resistance to D&I. You could also incentivize leaders for, you know, if X amount of people got promoted on your watch. That's showing that you have a healthy atmosphere. That's showing, like, you can incentivize those types of things from a corporate standpoint.
Well, on the Old National Bank talk and text line, which is 855-616-1620, a valued listener says, as a black man, I disagree. I think, and they disagree with what I said regarding affirmative action. They said, as a black man, I disagree, or he said, I think that we should be getting more advantages in education and the workforce. This country never gave us reparation for what they put us through, and now it's some form of racism that we're getting some help. It's great to say that people should be hired and accepted based on merit, but with the racial inequalities in education and wealth, I don't see that as a solution right now. And for this person, let me just say this really quick, Dr. Ken. I agree with you. Let me clarify what I said.
Right.
Black people do not wake up in the morning saying, man, I hope they hire me because I'm black. Do we deserve reparation? Absolutely. Do we deserve to be hired and accepted on merit? That's what I'm saying. But yes, the reality is the racial inequities do impact us. But I'm not saying that we shouldn't get more advantages. I'm saying that black people do not wake up in the morning and say, man, I can't wait to apply for this job because I know they're going to hire me because I'm black.
Well, I think I'm going to ride for the black women first when it comes to this, because from an educational standpoint, black women are the most educated in this country.
But
so
yet most disregarded.
They don't need no favors. They've earned it. And so I would like to see the brothers come up and get more educated, or at least get educated on the level with our sisters. But no,
but
they don't need no favor. They've earned that.
But the first thing we have to do is stop comparing it and telling us to come up, because now we continue. We're doing what they do to us, right? We're comparing one to the other. You do you,
which further creates what division?
Because
because
they're more women. So of course they'll that type of thing. The ally piece again, I'm just against that, because you have to ask me to be my ally. Don't just assume and roll in and say, hey, I'm going to help y'all, because that's that savior complex that got us in this problem.
Yeah, but you don't have to call it allyship.
But that's what you did.
You can call it jointly working together. You can rebrand it how you want.
No, allyship don't work if you don't ask me first. That's what I'm saying. I need, I'm just going to help you, Denise. Wait. Did I ask for help? No. Well, then what are you doing?
Well, for me,
we know you need help.
So are you talking sponsorship?
That's the white mentality piece of always thinking, well, you need help anyway. So
here's my thing. There's a difference between allyship and advocacy. So from my experience, allyship is I stand in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. We here at company so-and-so, we do not believe in any type. That's allyship. Advocacy is I saw what you did, or I heard what you said.
You make correction.
And you take corrective action. Yes. That's what
we need.
That's what we need. So this person that said, as a black man, that I think we should be getting more advantages. It's not about necessarily advantages. It's more like advocacy as far as I'm concerned. Right. I need you to advocate that when people say we don't need to hire, or we don't need to factor in race when looking at college admissions. Okay, well, I get that. But if this is truly a country of the United States of America, where everyone has an opportunity to thrive and be successful, and you got 2% non-white students on campus, that to me is like, wait a minute, this is not representing.
Oh, it's merit. Y'all just not smart anyway. And that's why I have an issue with allyship, because now you're coming in and when I'm done and I make it, the first thing they're going to say, I did that. Mm-hmm. That's what allyship causes. See, I did that.
Yeah. I saved that person.
Him. No, you didn't save me, because I didn't ask you to save me.
If you create allyship from a corporate structure, you're breaking it down into specifics.
Not. It has to be specifics, because what got us in trouble is generalities.
You can preach allyship as an organizational corporate mission.
Absolutely not.
They do it all
You cannot be an ally to somebody that does not want you. They've been forcing this on us for 400 years. See, I helped them. See?
I'm going to agree with, but you know what? Here's the thing, though.
I feel you, but
and when I say this, I'm not trying to be offensive. Just hear me when I say this, Corey. When you're in an environment, a certain environment, every day, and then I've been there, and then when you get out of that environment and you take a look and you're like, huh. So I get why you feel the way you do, because that's your environment.
Right.
But I also agree with you, Dr. Ken, because here's my thing. I don't need you to say, I'll walk with you. I need you to say, hey, what they don't, that ain't cool.
Right.
And I'm going to advocate and
well, that's accountability.
Well, exactly.
But there has to be action behind it.
And the only thing that drives leadership
don't take nothing.
is accountability. You just hit the nail on the head. Boom.
Well, you need both. You need both.
I need what?
You need accountability.
Absolutely. And what else?
And allyship.
No, absolutely
I'm good
not.
on that.
No.
I need advocacy and accountability. I don't need you to be my friend.
8332.
I don't need you to sit and have lunch with me.
See, y'all done upset me so bad, I'm giving the truth phone number. We'll be right back.
Set your independence in motion. It starts with PACE at Community Care. The program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, also known as PACE, offers complete medical and long-term care services. A team of dedicated healthcare professionals coordinates all aspects of care to support independent living as long as possible. Learn more about a community that cares. Visit joinpacewi.com or call 833-900-PACE. That's joinpacewi.com or call 833-900-PACE.
Kessler's has the perfect Christmas gifts for under $115.
Number 1. The Time and Eternity Diamond Pendant empowers you to accomplish the impossible together.
Love has a magnificent, magical kind of energy.
Now imagine that energy.
That magical energy of love.
Captured in a pendant for time and eternity.
It's a symbol that says the two of you will always be connected.
Number 2.
This Christmas is your chance to own a moon and back diamond pendant.
A perfect Valentine's heart cupped inside a crescent moon with the engraved message, I love you to the moon and back.
And Kessler's price of just $48 will send you to the moon with joy.
Number 3.
The Life We Share is an important diamond pendant that speaks of all the wonderful things that exist because the two of you came together.
3 perfect Christmas gifts for under $115.
From one perfect store.
Find the Kessler's Diamonds nearest you
And see our extended holiday hours
at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
It's Rose Gray from Fox World Travel, and this holiday season, I've got a magical idea for you. Why not give the gift of Disney magic? It's the perfect way to unwrap memories, adventure, and joy, and make Disney dreams come true this year. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to speak with our dream team. We're here to make your holiday wishes come true. Happy holidays from all of us at Fox World Travel, where dreams truly begin. Call us at 866-GO-FOX-GO.
Back to the Truth on WTMJ.
You're listening to The Truth on TMJ. Denise Thomas, C. Smith, Dr. Ken Harris.
Can you handle the truth?
You can handle the truth.
Jack Nicholson, one of my favorites.
Jack Nicholson came and did all of his scenes because he was working on another movie.
I love it.
That he did all of his scenes for the entire movie in one day.
A Few Good Men.
In one day.
Are you serious?
One day.
That's an OG right there.
That's an OG.
the best.
Man,
Yeah.
one of the best. Jack Nicholson, what? I mean, look at all his roles. I know we're digressing from what we were talking about, but, you know, I believe in, I don't care what you look like. If you a GOAT,
If you're a girl,
give credit
Listen,
where credit is due.
when you're good at, look, watch this. Me and Sting are probably at opposite ends of probably everything in life. But when that man sings, at Sting,
oh, yes.
and
Sting is a GOAT.
He's a GOAT.
Yeah.
I don't care what there's just some things that just, that of all the songs you pick, you pick Roxanne.
Put on the red light.
Can we put on the stop sign for singing?
Put on the red light. Roxanne. Okay,
855-616-1620. So,
Speaking of movies, go see
state-
Napoleon too.
the state of Wisconsin,
Grace said something so inappropriate.
in the guise of the legislature, has been trying to eliminate DEI efforts, which clearly they don't understand what it was meant for, and they have those buzzwords for DEI just like they have for that other black stuff that be going around about teaching and, you know, oh, you can't teach that. It's anyway. So in a meeting Saturday morning, the board overseeing Wisconsin's public universities voted 9-8 against the deal brokered between UW system president Jay Rothman and legislative Republican leaders. Even sitting in the meeting this morning, I felt anxiety, said Bailey Jones, a student at UWM. I think everyone did, students and the regents. There's a lot at stake with the whole situation. The meeting came after UW system officials announced a deal on Friday that agreed to freeze hiring for diversity positions, restructure current diversity staff positions into serving all students. The regents voted against, which I completely applaud, voted against the deal with something many on UWM's campus were happy about.
And so you said you're happy with that?
Well, Yes, because
Why?
Robin Voss released a statement saying it's a shame they denied employees their raises and almost $1 billion investment that would have made. So Robin Voss tied up getting rid of DEI with the raises. So it's actually his fault that the people aren't getting their raises. And so he's never quite explained what's the problem with DEI. Like, why do you personally have an issue with something that clearly you don't understand? Clearly you have no grasp of it, but you're putting it in line with pretty much.
Oh, that's the story of, that's the story. Like, for example, and Corey, I know you got some input because of your intellect. What's the gentleman's name? He's running for president on the Republican ticket.
DeSantis.
Vivek.
Oh, yeah.
Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
And the young lady who's running also for president.
Nikki Haley.
All right, thank you. I was like, are you? So if y'all don't remember, Don Lemon was fired from CNN. And although it was not formally disclosed, I personally believe that the interview that he had with Mr. Vivek was the straw that broke the camel's back for CNN, and they fired him. Now, if you haven't seen this interview, you have to YouTube it or Google it, whatever search engine that you use. Vivek, I can't wait for him to come to Milwaukee because I definitely want to have a conversation with him. He speaks from so many different lenses that he has had absolutely no experience. This man, who obviously is not black, looked at Don Lemon in his eyes and started to just talk about what black people needed and what black people have done. Never been black before. Now, fast forward to the presidential debate, the most recent one with Vivek, Miss Haley, Chris Christie, and who else? Because some of them didn't show up. It was, Ron DeSantis. It was Chris Christie, Ron DeSantis, Haley, and Vivek. And I don't want to mispronounce his last name, so that's why. He goes in saying that Nikki Haley was Vicky or Nikki? Nikki Haley was not qualified to be president because she couldn't name the three provinces in Ukraine.
Right. Yeah, he has.
He equated, he was like, you know nothing about foreign policy, blah, 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 right? So he's basically humiliating her, attempting to humiliate her. Well, hold on, let me finish. You on American soil, and I guarantee you, if I were to ask him to name 5 black civil rights leaders or 5 legislations that have benefited black people in this country, it would have been crickets. But yet, we give Ukraine as a country billions of dollars. Corey, if I gave you $1 billion every day and didn't know your name, would you care?
No.
Exactly. But yet, you probably can't even name anything to do with what's going on in this country, and you humiliate. I was floored. Like, he doesn't even need to be, he is what you call, he needs to be like a CEO of some very private small sector company because he looks at everything from his point of view. And while trying to make a point, he insults someone else's intelligence. Can you name, Corey, I tell you, brother, if I would have been in that debate, I'd have been like, oh, you want to play trivia? Okay. Name 10 historically black colleges and universities. Go. Name 5 prominent black, active right now, black civil rights leaders. Go. Name 5 states that are predominantly black. Go.
Just one.
Just name one. Name 5 black mayors in this country. Go. She better than me. In fact, Nikki Haley, call me. I will be your public relations person to get you prepared for these type of people because, it's like the whole reason why we have these DE&I efforts is not to create division. It is to remind people that this is the United States and everyone in this country who, by the way, is an immigrant. That's another conversation. Like, go back to Africa. Go back where you came from. You go back. Intelligence is where you realize that even if I'm not the same, everybody has a right, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens, to equal access. That's it. Vivek. Oh, I can't wait for him to come to the RNC. We're going to have him on the show.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
When you're in pain, you're all ears to any and everybody telling you they can help you. And at Rejuvenex, we're one of them. and there are others. But the difference here is that in most cases, insurance covers the cost of our treatments because our proprietary and powerful pain relief treatments are FDA approved. Others, like bioregenerative options, aren't covered by insurance because they're not FDA approved and considered experimental. At Rejuvenex, our treatments are precisely administered to where your pain lives, to cushion and lubricate your affected areas to deliver long-lasting pain relief, sometimes as long as 2 years before our next treatment is needed. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief. Really.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
You know, it feels good when I find something really cool and get a great deal on it. But it feels even better when I know that the money I spend actually goes directly to helping others. That's why I shop at St. Vincent de Paul, because I always find the best bargains, and the money I spend stays in Milwaukee County to help fight hunger and eliminate poverty. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton in Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Isn't this the best time of year? Wisconsin has the green and gold, Milwaukee Hoops, Wisconsin football, basketball, and volleyball. What more can Wisconsin sports fans ask for? As Wisconsin's 3PL, Evans Transportation knows that it takes a team effort to make things happen. And when it comes to manufacturers' accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, Evans is the supply chain team you're looking for. Good luck to all Wisconsin teams from Wisconsin's 3PL in Delafield. Find them at evanstrans.com. That's evanstrans.com.
Annex Wealth Management, investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had some special criteria when choosing a document imaging resource.
I think as a business owner, you're looking for a partner that when you need them, you know they're there and they can effectively communicate any sort of issue.
You chose your document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. How have they measured up?
They've checked all the boxes and then some.
And that included a great price on a color document imaging system from James, which is still today saving DBAT Brookfield time and money.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to outsource our color printing, which can be expensive. We can do it right here on demand, and it's been incredible value.
Chris, any advice for local companies looking for a special document imaging technology partner?
Yeah, I would say go to James Imaging.
It's easy to do. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. That's jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Going there first.
Got it.
When it comes to public safety in Milwaukee, no one knows it better than Annie Schwartz.
More often than not, when officers are hurt in a traffic crash, their vests actually save them.
Join WTMJ now Wednesday mornings at 9 for the Public Safety Hour. Annie will get you updated on the latest issues facing police, firefighters, and more.
One of the chiefs I used to work with always used to say was, first reports are always wrong.
It's the Public Safety Hour on WTMJ now.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate Razor. While others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
Halloween is over, but hiring is still a bit scary. Indeed's end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
The holidays are the happiest time of the year. That is, unless you or your loved ones are miserable because of colds, sinus infections, or allergies. This holiday season, give the gift of better breathing with Navage. Wash away your cold and congestion problems this holiday season. Add Navage to your gift list so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Our production department really kicked it into gear this season, and we finished before we thought we would. And we'd like to keep our people working until the snow flies, so we're going to offer a discount. Now, a lot of discounts you hear about, they're just off an already inflated rate that ends up right in the same slot as everybody else. In this case, because we're past our break-even point, we can offer a real discount. And here it is. We can afford to take 10% off your roofing project if you call and sign up before the end of the year. If we can't get to it because the weather turns south on us, we'll still hold your price for next year. And this isn't some fugazi discount. It's 10% off what our pricing would normally be. It's for roofs only, and it expires at the end of the year. So take advantage of a nice discount on top quality workmanship from good people who care. We're Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
Keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Welcome back to The Truth on WTMJ.
You're listening to The Truth on TMJ. 855-616-1620 is the number. That's the Old National Bank. Talking Tech, Slime, Old National Bank. Get old. So, I don't know what's really happening or people really understand what it is they're destroying in America. Like what is help me understand. We had this issue with critical race theory that nobody understood. And now we have this issue with DEI, which nobody seems to understand. In the end, people want to be treated with the same dignity and respect that everybody else is.
There it is.
That when you are the majority, you recognize that there are some things that are indigenous to people who have privilege, as which some black people do, but also recognize you can't have all the marbles. At some point, if we're united in the United States, that means we got to share.
Exactly. And that's
nobody's asking for less. We're not asking for less than meritocracy. We're asking for just
I completely agree with
a
you, Dr.
fair
Ken.
chance.
I completely agree. And for the sake of being a broadcasting journalist, not by certification, but by trade, which I think has just as much merit, I want to pronounce Vivek Ramaswamy's name correctly, as well as Nikki Haley, who are both Republican presidential candidates. But yeah, Mr. Ramaswamy, when you come to Milwaukee during the RNC, would love to have a conversation with you. So if there's anybody who's listening that can connect me with Mr. Ramaswamy, because I'm starting to get really annoyed with how you speak from a lens that you have absolutely zero experience from. And again, I look, foreign policy is definitely a critical component to being an effective president of the United States. But to come for someone's capability, acumen, and competency because they can't name 3 provinces in Ukraine regarding what I'm like.
But here's the kicker.
Okay, you want to play trivia? Let's play trivia.
If he challenges her as an ethnic minority, she was born in Punjab, India.
And her maiden name is?
Her name is, let me scroll all the way back up. Nimarata.
Correct.
Nikki Radhawa Haley.
Yep.
Haley is her married
One more
name.
time, can you say it again?
Nimarata.
Okay.
Nimarata. Nikki Randhawa, Randhawa, Haley. Her parents were both born in Punjab, migrated here. So of course, she went to private school, and he was a professor and all that. I'm not bashing her for it. I'm saying,
I mean, but these
outstanding.
are. But like I said, everybody in this country comes from immigrants.
But Nikki is actually her name. That's her middle name, which means little one.
Okay.
And so the one place he can't attack her is as a woman and as an ethnic minority, because their heritage both comes from the same country.
Interesting.
So how do you attack somebody who can then turn around and attack you the same way?
Well, and my thing is, how do you come like foreign policy? Again, I'm not discounting that that's a very essential element towards your acumen when running the country that pretty much funds every other country. But doggone it, how he did it, and I was like, you're on American soil right now.
Well, it's the only place he could have ever done that.
Nikki,
Because if he
Nikki,
was somewhere else, he'd have been in jail.
Nikki Haley, call me. I am the effective communication coach. Call me. I would love to support you in terms of how you respond to that type of
vitriol
and just bitterness. Like that comes from a place of bitterness. Like we're supposed to be debating about how to run this country, and you come to me about look. She can't even name three. Look, and he was like, look. She can't even say it now. Humiliating her.
Well, I don't
That's
know
not
if
a
it was.
debate.
I don't know if it was humiliating.
Dr. Ken,
the woman was a UN
woman
ambassador.
clearly-
She's put up with.
The woman clearly looked humiliated. That's why Chris Christie, I'm telling you, did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
She was humiliated. You could tell because when you're humiliated, you're processing different emotions, including also, do I say something? Because whatever I say at this point is going to be all over Fox News, CNN. So she at that moment clearly was humiliated, insulted, and she was definitely disrespected.
Well, he has a condescending tone when he speaks to everybody.
To everybody.
Yeah, it's not just
everybody.
I'm not, but I'm talking about that situation. But come on and bring your condescending tale to Milwaukee, and I'll debate with you.
I think any Sunday night in 2024 would work.
Come on. Because, see, what people don't understand is that when you are a professional debater and speaker, you have to go through certain training, including knowing Robert's rules.
All right.
And he clearly does not know Robert's rules, Mr. Wannabe President.
So here's what I suggest. Evan, I'm going to go out on a limb.
Please.
Let's start connecting with the folks who are in the Republican debates.
Come on, Vivek.
And I think Sunday night when we're on would be a good time to come on the show.
Corey, as someone who is very close, Corey is like my brother, literally. Do you think Vivek and I would have a good conversation, good debate?
As long as I'm here.
Do you think I can hold mine?
Of course.
As long as I'm here.
What do you mean? No, you just be a bystander. We here at WTMJ do not condone.
You sound like an old Batman episode.
Hey.
Right.
Hey.
But no, Mr.
I'm Robin.
Mr.
I'm
Ramaswamy, if you are listening, or if anyone from Mr. Ramaswamy's campaign team, communications team, whatever, I challenge you right here live on 620.
Invite.
Oh, I got to be that way?
Yeah,
okay.
be that way.
I want to invite you to have a conversation with me about your candidacy and what makes you most qualified to run this country.
And we got a list of stuff we want you to name.
I'll be like, go. Look, 10 HBCUs, 10 black mayors, 10 active.
Anybody that's black in leadership, you can't name Tim Scott, you can't name Barack Obama, and you can't name Martin Luther King.
And you can't name Martin Luther King. Those
and
are three,
Malcolm X.
And Malcolm X. Let's go. I'll be like, what?
And they need to be born in the 20th century.
I'm like, Mr. Ramaswamy, you had so much intellect regarding black people when Don Lemon got fired. What's wrong now? Yeah. Come on, Vivek. Let's go. Healthy debate.
I think Don got fired because of the comments he made about
yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That
Women
interview.
being, oh, well, you're over 50, so what? And I'm like, when you said that,
yeah,
did you feel your wallet get?
Oh no, he good. Donald Lemon he got a nice severance. He's doing just fine. I'm not condoning what he said. I'm just letting you know it doesn't work that way. He's doing just fine.
C. Smith
from a money standpoint.
DT, OGDK, The Truth on TMJ. Evan, appreciate you. Jessica, appreciate you from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. We're out. We will see you in the new year. Our next show will be sometime in January 7th, and we'll be relaxed, refreshed. I'll be just getting off the
and
flight.
Ready for Vivek Ramaswamy.
And ready for Vivek Ramaswamy.
Can't wait for the RNC.
God bless. Take care. I'm out.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fee?